And you join us again from the depths of our Herefordshire woodland, where we are with Birchwood Forestry today, and we're with Ollie Sandeman, who is showing us bushcraft style methods of lighting a fire. So we've done a really simple method where Ollie collected lots of different types of wood, and we lit our first fire. He's going to try, aren't you, Ollie, to do something a little bit more tricky now and use a bow drill. So tell us, a bit about the bow drill and what is it? Where did that sort of come from, that sort of idea?
So it's a sort of going back to almost sort of primitive times, sort of one of the first sort of methods of lighting a fire, really, and it is essentially just rubbing two sticks together. However, the materials we need, apart from this sort of cord, everything else is natural. Okay. However, if you were in a survival situation and you needed to, build something like this, you can make natural cordage. Whether it's out of nettles, you can dry out nettles and then sort of weave the nettles, right. Or even certain types of tree that you can sort of strip down the inner of the bark, right. And you can use that to make cord. Okay. But so this is just paracord on here. Okay, right. So what I've used is just a bit of hazel as the main bow itself. Right. Then this is actually made out of hazel as well. Right. And then, so this is known as a spindle, and then this is the half board, and this is actually made out of lime. So lime is a wood that people aren't actually that familiar with, but you find it in a lot of old English woodlands. Right, so and it's native? It is native, right, and they plant it along a lot of the main roads, so in a lot of cities you'll see lime as well. Okay. But it's quite, not a lot of people. Is there a reason for using lime? Could you use something else, or is kind of lime the thing to use? No, I could use hazel on hazel. I've known people who have done it with oak, but generally a sort of softer wood is a lot better, like a willow or something along those lines. Right, okay. However, I find sort of a harder wood on a softer wood generally works better. Oh, well, that's a good tip. Right, okay, you've got that. Right. So all I've done is I've made a notch in the board, and I've used this to start to sort of bed it in, okay? And once it's started to set in, then I've made a little notch, and this is basically to gather all that small carbon, and it starts to create a big sort of, it builds into an ember, okay? So I'm using a little bit of silver birch underneath the board itself to catch all that, so it's not just going to fall on the ground. And then I've got this stone, which is called just a bearing block, okay? And I'm using this to apply pressure in between the spindle and the half board. Okay. So we're ready to give it a go. Okay. So the first thing I do is sort of wind that spindle into the bow itself. Okay. I apply that onto here. And we'll see if we can give it a go. I realise the camera's on the wrong side.
That's okay. So what it's doing, so it's wrapped around, so it's actually, you're not touching the wood itself. No. So it's the stone and the cord that's touching it. And so you're not in any way, that's amazing. So you can see the smoke coming up by Ollie's foot there.
And hopefully that's enough.
Right, so you actually don't need flame.
Now I can relax. So all of that sort of char is building into an ember.
Right, okay.
So I have to take my time now and really be quite careful with it.
Right.
So I roll the board away, and now we've just got a smouldering ember.
Right, okay.
But it hasn't actually built the ember itself at the moment. It's just gathering heat and all binding together.
Right, okay.
So now I've got a chance to sort of catch my breath.
Right.
I'm sort of still monitoring that, and I can sort of waft a little bit of air towards it. And hopefully I'll start to see a bit of a red glow.
Right. So those embers are that is the lime,
yes.
just to be clear, that's the lime from the softer wood underneath.
That's it.
Okay.
It will be a little bit of both, but the majority of the wood that sort of created that carbon sort of shavings, if you like, is just the lime. But if you see there, can you see that red glow?
Yeah, you can. If you can see that, if you can kind of get on. Yeah, you can.
Okay, so I've got an ember there now. So now I can focus on this, which is just a nest of straw that I've gathered. Okay. And all I want to do is transfer that into the nest. So
right, okay.
Try and use this. again, I'm trying not to swamp it.
You're just encouraging that ember. And can you see that smoke coming? Because I can just see
So
it.
I'll
show
try and
it.
move towards the camera a little bit.
It's really smoking now. Wow. Be careful if you're doing this, not to burn your fingers.
There's still a lot of moisture in this glass, I think.
But I mean, you can see that flame. There's a lot of smoke. Oh, wow. Look at
There we
that.
go.
Result. That's amazing. Thank you
Yeah.
so much for sharing that with us. So remind
My
us,
pleasure.
what's it called? What's
So
that?
a bow drill. If you
A bow
Google
drill,
bow drill,
okay.
it'll pop up with lots of videos and different methods using different woods. But my sort of recommendation is if you can find a bit of hazel and lime, that combination works really well.
Well, you can see that works really well. Well, we are going to now get on with our cookout. We will be with you live at 1 o'clock and we will be cooking rabbit. But first of all, we're going to show you how to skin one that John got last night. So please join us at 1. Thank you very much.
Thank you.